Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me in another Cook With Me session. And this session is for you to just get a peek at the Thermomix, or you can cook the recipe along with me. I'll link all of the details in the description later on when I post it on YouTube. And I have two different cameras to work with. One is Facebook and one is Zoom/YouTube. So that's the reason why I'm jumping back and forth. So I will prepare for you today two dishes. And the two dishes, of course, are already in my weekly plan. And one I've cooked a few times, and the other one is a first for me. So you get to see how easy it is to cook something that you've never cooked before. The recipe, the savory recipe, is the spinach potato soup with savory egg custard. I love it because it's a soup that steams the egg. So you have multiple cooking function, and it's a very fast dish. And as a dessert, we will have chocolate raspberry dream. It's a little twist on the berry dream, but just with raspberries and chocolate. So let's get cooking. And I'm starting out with the soup that I make right here in front of you. And all you have to do, as you know, is you click next, and then all of the details are either right on the display or sometimes even a little video. The TM6 has a few videos accompanying the recipes, so it will make it even more interactive. Line of aroma tray with piece of parchment paper, which I already have done. So this is the aroma tray, this is the parchment paper, and I made sure that those vents are open. I have wetted the parchment paper, and this is how it sticks better to the tray, and it also transfers the steam easier. So that's a good trick to know. So I've already done that, and I've already whisked the eggs, and it's basically 4 eggs, a little milk, a little salt, and some nutmeg. And hooray, I was able to do this without the Thermomix. So just mixing it all up. Even I can do that. And I am a cooking zero, as you know, but even I am able to whisk up eggs. So I put it into the side. So this is just 10 seconds of whisking the eggs. Next step, transfer into the varoma tray. Now I will wait with the transferring, because once you then take the varoma and put it on the Thermomix, you might be juggling the liquid eggs. So that is maybe not such a good idea. So I usually put the varoma on the Thermomix, and then I pour the eggs into the varoma tray. That's just a little tip from my side. And set aside. Clean and dry mixing bowl. Oh, it's already clean, and as you know, that's the blade. Turns clockwise and counterclockwise. And let's get into the business of chopping onions. I never used to buy onions whole. I used to buy them chopped and frozen. So now I'm getting them at Costco. That's how my journey was with Thermomix. For those who don't know me, I am a cooking zero, but thanks to Thermomix, a cooking hero. And I still love it after 7 years, gives me weekly yaha, tadas. And that's just a wonderful empowerment on a daily basis, literally. Okay, step number 1 is we're cutting or chopping the onions. 3 seconds, speed 5. And as a rule of thumb, chopping onions is like 5 seconds, speed 5. Well, this is for a soup that's getting pureed, so that's good enough for me. Usually I prefer my onions a little bit finer, but not bad for 3 seconds. Not bad at all. So you will never have to chop onions again. Now add the olive oil. And for those of you who are new to the Thermomix, did you notice that the Thermomix is measuring? That is just such a huge help, and one of the best features of the Thermomix. You can weigh your puppies in the varoma. I've done that too. You can weigh your male and many other things. So you don't need a letter scale anymore because you have a Thermomix. And now we're just gonna saute. It says to put the simmering basket on top, and that is to avoid splattering because you have hot oil and onions being sauteed. So this will saute now for 3 minutes. And if you have any questions, let me know. Send me a text. I hope I'm able to see the text here in Facebook Live. I do sessions, cooking, I call them cooking parties at people's houses here in Los Angeles. And it's really fun to discover the Thermomix with the margarita in your hand that you have made yourself. So that is something I can offer. You can come to my beautiful new kitchen here in Mar Vista. Or if you want to test the Thermomix out, I also have a traveling Thermomix that I lend out for like a week at a time. And I'm getting hit with the onion flavors here. So I can already smell it. It smells very intense, especially when you're here next to the simmering basket. So we have a minute left, minute 55. And so what I have done for this recipe is I've already pre-weighed all the ingredients just to maximize your time. But usually I don't. Usually I just add one ingredient and I weigh it straight into the Thermomix. So then you don't have to use additional containers. You can do so if you want to, but this is just a very fast way of showing you how it works. We do have a special offer. So it's end of August. And the special offer is a 12-month interest-free payment plan. We have worked with bread in the past. Well, we are working with Affirm in the future. And Affirm is offering 12 months interest-free payment for the Thermomix now until the end of the month. That's another 2 days. So if you're interested, let me know, and you will get free shipping as well, which is a $49 value. And the payments come down to about $130 a month. And after that, this is going to be your moneymaker. This is saving so much money because you can buy real food, real ingredients, and then make your own mayonnaise, ketchup, ricotta cheese, bread. I don't know if you have seen my amazing Portuguese bread. It's the easiest bread you can make. It hydrates in the Thermomix, the water and the flour. And then you're just adding yeast and salt or olives if you want to. And 2 hours later, because it sits for 2 hours, and 2 hours later, you put it into the oven and you get an amazing bread. All right, so the onions are sauteed. I want to show this to you. Already smells amazing. And next step is 40 grams of celery, which I don't like. The nice thing about Thermomix is you don't have to use it if you don't want to. So every recipe can be customized to your preferences. So I am using zucchini instead. Watch the scale. It's a little over 40. That's perfectly fine. Carrots you can use in pieces. Well, I have these shredded carrots still in my fridge, and I don't think anybody in this house is eating those. So they go into soup. And now we have the potatoes, which I already peeled and put them in water so that they don't turn brown. And another tip is to use olive oil and cover them with oil. But yes, if you want the potatoes to stay nice and white, cover them with liquid. And the leeks, also another item I never used to buy before the Thermomix. Never bought leeks. Now they're always in my fridge. Insert measuring cup. And speed number 5 for 4 seconds. And it's done. The beautiful sound that you hear, that's customizable. You can customize it from 10 seconds, which is 3 times ding, 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 ding. That's what you hear right here. All the way up to 15 minutes. And that's when the Thermomix turns off after 15 minutes. So how long was it? 4 seconds? Beautifully chopped the potatoes, zucchini, all of the veggies that I put in. And honestly, this could just be a salad. And there's so many chopped veggie salads in Cookidoo collection. Check it out. Next is water. And so you can, of course, use broth as well, chicken broth, vegetable broth. I use water because I have made my own vegetable paste. 1 heaping teaspoon. I'm usually very generous, and I would love for you to smell this. It has all of the herbs and salt and vegetables, and it's a great addition to all the soups, all the sauces. Even I add it into water when I'm cooking my rice or my noodles. And we're adding some nutmeg. I love nutmeg, especially with cauliflower dishes and mashed potatoes. And 1 teaspoon of salt. This is half a teaspoon. So 2 of those. And some pepper. And now the varoma goes on top, and I will have my Thermomix in the back do that task while I show you here the chocolate berry dream. So I will set the varoma on top of the bowl, and I'll transfer this to my traveling Thermomix that wanted to shut off. And I will just do the step of 20 minutes varoma, and I'll add the whisk egg here on top into the varoma. That's also how you can see if your kitchen counter is flat. Close up the lid. In 20 minutes. So that's our lunch or our dinner. And now I'm going to show you the new dream, the new chocolate raspberry dream right here. And to go to the recipe here, you can sort the recipe, of course, in your collections, and you can sort them into the specific days of the week. So my week here has the chocolate raspberry dream, and come along. Hopefully somebody is cooking it along with me. That would be awesome. And this is also the easiest way to get started with the Thermomix. I have on my YouTube channel a few easy recipes, and you can just cook along, especially when you just received it and you're not quite sure what to cook. Then look for some of those videos, and you can just step by step follow along. So you basically have me as a guiding consultant. You can do the guiding or guided recipe steps one by one. So you are about to start a new recipe. Are you sure you want to quit the other one, which is the soup, which is cooking behind me? Yes. First step. And here are the ingredients for the raspberry dream. we're starting off with sugar, and you can use monk fruit as well. Sugar, however, shows beautifully how powerful the Thermomix is. 10,700 rotations a minute. It's like an airplane taking off. And that turns sugar into powdered sugar, wheat berries into flour. And not only can you put the sugar in here, but you could theoretically add a few leaves of mint. You can add a few leaves of basil. How about some lemon zest or vanilla, a vanilla bean? So use an entire vanilla bean, have them in the sugar, soak it for overnight, and then you just turn it into amazing vanilla sugar, which is a great gift to anybody who drinks coffee and likes a little bit of sweetness. So really good recommendation. And we're also adding cocoa powder. And it's the first time I'm ever making this recipe. And 1 ounce seemed a lot. So I used half, and we'll just see how it comes out. 0.7, not too bad. It's a bit dusty. For 15 seconds, turn speed selector to speed 10. So you can always turn the dial and it'll stop at the recommended speed. If you want it faster or slower, you can do that. But for the next 15 minutes, I'm not going to say anything. Seconds. You shouldn't be too close to the Thermomix, otherwise you're inhaling chocolate sugar, powdered sugar. Wow, looks like cocoa. Check it out. It's like a club with all of that fog going on. Next, we're adding the frozen raspberries. It's not quite 16 ounce, but 12 is still sufficient to give you a good effect. And that's also how you can find out if the packages really contain the amount that they're claiming. So yes, this is exactly 12 ounces. 2 egg whites are right here. You can also try aquafaba. Now, I have never tried it. If anybody has tried it, let me know, because I just ordered a bottle to try it, but I didn't want to try it today, not knowing if it comes out. Okay, so we'll just stick with the egg whites. And somebody took my vanilla. It calls for vanilla extract. I don't know. I think my son took the last vanilla when he made pancakes, which he loves to do. All right, so skip the vanilla. And now grinding the raspberries. Let's see how smooth it is. Looks very smooth. Very smooth. And this can already be served as a dessert. So I'll try. Very smooth. Oh, so good. Of course, you have the seeds. Now, if you do a smoothie with raspberries, then at speed 10, you're able to crush those seeds down. Speed 3 or 4 is not going to cut it, so you still have the seeds. Flavor is so good. Yum, yum. Oh, another 30 seconds. I don't think it needs it. I think it's really beautifully ground down. And that's the beauty with the Thermomix. If you don't want the step, you just skip it. Now we're inserting the butterfly whisk, and that just happens like so. So very easy. Wiggle it back and forth just to make sure that it sits on the blade. And now we're covering it all up. And now we're whipping it up. And 3 minutes is the time. Usually it doesn't need 3 minutes. And the beautiful part about this recipe is that you can kind of watch it. So you open up the measuring cup here, you see the process. And it's really looking good. So excited. I'll do a quick Cookidoo tutorial after the dessert because we have a few more minutes before our soup is ready. And as I said, if you have any questions, send them to me. I can also do like a Cookidoo Zoom session if you have any questions. As you know, you can do weekly plans, create recipes now, you can translate recipes. So more and more functions are also coming down with Cookidoo, as I've heard, but no specifics yet and no dates. So we can all be excited to hear what's coming. It already looks amazing, so it really doesn't need the 3 minutes. I'll just stop it now. Takes a while until the arms release. Ta-da! There you have it. Need to make sure that I'm not using the onion spatula. It's very easy just to scoop it out and drop it in. Scoop it out, drop it in. Maybe with like an ice cream server, that would even be nicer. See how fluffy it is? See how stable it is? So all you want to do is decorate it with a few fresh raspberries and maybe some chocolate chips. And let's see if it looks like in the picture. Remove butterfly whisk. Divide chocolate between containers. Look at this. Isn't that just crazy? It's like, oh my God, it's just like in the picture. And that's really the beauty, is that your recipes will come out just like this. If you follow the steps, you get the exact same dessert. So that was fast, right? That was easy. That was fun. I'll put it here. And for 10 more minutes, there's 10 more minutes. I will try to show you Cookidoo. And I'm getting my computer here ready. So Cookidoo is the perfect tool if you're sitting on a red light, and when you're in traffic, when you think about food, it's the perfect tool to use when you're sitting at your desk. So you can have the computer open to Cookidoo as well, and you can use it on an iPad, and of course you can use it on the Thermomix. There's one trick I would love to show you. So if you have a recipe and swipe to the left gets you to Thermomix, you can scroll down. You can even see little videos on the screen. And they're changing those videos every now and then.
You, traveling heroes, always finding new doors to open. And when those doors open, worlds open.
So pretty cool, you know, the videos here. So let's say you're finding a dish that you would really like to cook. And I just go down and I just use the s'mores cupcakes. If you click on the 3 dots, you have the option here on the Thermomix to add it or to cook today. Hold on. Doesn't want to react. Maybe my fingers are too dry. Come on, it just worked. Okay, well, all right. So from here, you can save a recipe for cook today, and you're not able to add it into your weekly plan. But if you would like to change the day from today, what you can do is you can go to my week, and here you have the recipes that I booked for today. There you can, or maybe not. There you should be able to click on move to another day. So usually that works. I don't know, maybe my Thermomix, there we go. Maybe it's the angle, but you're able to do that. Believe me, you can move it to another day. Whereas when you're on the computer, you can do that, of course, right away. So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. I hope I can do it. Come on. There we go. So I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing Cookidoo. And this is the welcome page, and you have the different recipes, just like you see them when you open the Thermomix. And one thing that not many people know is that you can look for ingredients. So let's say you have chicken in the fridge and carrots and zucchini. You enter all of those items in your search, and then you see a list of all of the recipes that use these ingredients. Takes a little to search. So there's 30 results found. And now you can turn on the filter to scale that even further down. Now my results always include German, since I'm Germerican. So I take the German out, and I want to filter it even further to just easy recipes. Show me easy recipes that I can finish in 15 minutes or less, meaning my time. How much time do I invest in creating this meal? So less than 15 is what I'm looking for. And now we see, now it disappeared. I know why, because the Zoom bar is just over the show me results. Okay, there we go. Show me results. So the reason why a recipe appears numerous times is that it is included in the British cookbook, in the Australian cookbook, in the American cookbook. So that is the reason. Let's just say the chorizo and chicken pasta. If you click on the 3 dots, you can bookmark it, which I personally don't recommend because in a little bit you have hundreds of bookmarks. You can add it to your collection. You can add it to your week. You can add it to shopping list. And you can add it to created recipes. So with the created recipes, you basically create a copy of that recipe that you can then adjust. So if you don't like onions, you take out the onions. If you feel that the chicken has to steam a little longer, you adjust the steaming time. So all the recipes in Cookidoo can be your own recipes, which is amazing. Let's add it to the shopping list. Let's show you this. And in my week, when I click on my week up here, you have the weekly plan and you see the 2 dishes that I'm cooking right now. And I have some other dishes planned for the rest of the next few weeks. And your shopping list is populating. You can either populate it by recipes. So I have the chocolate raspberry dream, chorizo chicken pasta, and the spinach egg soup with savory custard. I've already checked off items that I have at home. So for the raspberry dream, I needed raspberries. The rest I had at home. And then you can also check it out by category. And this is a list you have on your phone. If you have the Cookidoo app on your phone, you can just go through the aisles, you can check everything off, or you can share it. And sharing it, you can just copy it and send it to your spouse. Another recommendation is have everybody in your household log into Cookidoo, and then you will all work off the same list, the same weekly list, the same shopping list, and each can create their own folder with their favorite dishes. So it's a wonderful way of connecting the family through the kitchen. So you can order ingredients, which is a fairly new feature. And I also have my YouTube channel is full with tutorials on Cookidoo basics, and then all of the features that were added later. So now you choose your store, you add your zip code. I'm here in LA, and then it'll populate the list of available delivery services. Okay. So Vaughn's is just down the street, so I'll choose Vaughn's, and then it creates a cart, a Vaughn's cart. And please notice that it will only recognize English ingredients. So if you plan a German dish, then you are not able to find Blumenkohl, for example, on the shopping list. It will say, sorry, it doesn't work. Okay, maybe they have changed their website. And that was a little Cookidoo tutorial. You can contact me anytime if you would like a deeper session or if you have questions, because the magic really starts with Cookidoo. If you know how to use Cookidoo well, it's super easy to use the Thermomix well. And yes, 80,000 recipes can be overwhelming in 20 different languages. I do have on my own website, tainamix.com, TAINAMIX.com. I have a list of recipes that I recommend, about a handful for like soups, risottos, big companies, etc. So check out those recipes. They will link straight into Cookidoo, and then you can just focus on these recipes and then continue with the rest. All right, so our soup is steamed. Let's see, yeah, beautiful. So now I'm going back to my soup recipe. So I'm going to my week soup. start cooking. No. So instead of doing next, I will just scroll down in the recipe and go to the step that I would like to do next. Sorry, one step. So this was the 20-minute cooking process that the other Thermomix has done. And now I'm opening up the spinach, the egg, sorry. And you always open it away from you, otherwise you get an egg facial. And here is the egg custard. Woo! Steamy. And the soup will continue with the spinach. So this is all the spinach I had. Didn't have 250, but that's plenty. And I'm surprised that 250 fit in there. This is almost to the rim. So in thickened cream, instead of thickened cream, I'll just drop in a little bit of sour cream. And I'll use the measuring cup. Just makes more sense. Scoop 2. So it'll cook, it'll warm up the spinach. And so the warning with the simmering basket, the reason why that was changed is because some people filled up their soup with more than the recommended quantity. And when they pureed the soup, it created like a vacuum and this thing flew off. And that, of course, is not ideal. So what I'm doing now is cutting the egg into diamond shape. And to do that, you do the first cut just straight. I'm sorry, my Facebook Lives is not able to see that angle, but you can check out the YouTube video later on. So first, you cut it straight, and then you cut it at an angle. And that results in the diamond shape. And all of the little pieces on the side, well, those are for you to try. But see how easy it is to cut the egg? You can also do an omelet. And for example, put like some smoked salmon in there or tomatoes. And in the end, top it off with arugula. And you can just use water and steam it. Here's my soup bowl. Mama. So these are nice little diamond shape. And it's very fluffy. Very airy. So good. So good. And this is already steaming. So I think we're good. And now for the last, oops. Why am I in the preview? Close preview. Okay. Now. Turn speed selector to speed 10 for 30 seconds. It'll puree our soup. Ta-da! The soup is done. Just seasoning to taste. Oh, one got stuck. So smooth. I'm just using my hands, the egg custard on top. And there you have it. It's a little bit difficult to lift it up, but there you go. Ah, Facebook Live, I'm not able to tilt the plate that far. So, ta-da! Thank you for cooking with me. An amazing dessert, raspberry dream, and a soup and egg custard. And I say happy cooking. Contact me if you have any questions or if you know anybody that could benefit from the Thermomix. And if you didn't know it yet, you could earn yours with just 4 sales. So ask me how. Happy cooking. Enjoy your food. And I'll see you at another event. Mwah.